Welcome to the Sunday, May 17th, Massachusetts Pirate Party member meeting. I'm James O'Keefe, resident of Somerville and chair of the party. I'm joined today by members Eli, Joe, and Steve, and also officers as well. Please identify for the recording.
Steve Revelak, Arlington, Massachusetts.
Eli McGee, Leominster.
Joseph Onorowski, Lowell.
Thank you all. Okay, is there any changes to the agenda? Joe, you had mentioned before we started that you wanted to discuss something about the U.S. Pirate Party. Could we talk about that during the U.S. Pirate Party issues?
Yeah, that would be good. I just want to do it as a subtext to that. They did something that I felt was against the spirit of what the pirates are.
Okay. So in terms of reports, another email update went out notifying people, notifying supporters about Cambridge is going to reconsider this Monday at 5:30. Cambridge will vote on whether to continue their contract and usage of ShotSpotter recording devices. We've emailed folks about that. It's up on our website. This recording, unfortunately, will probably get out too late for that, but the information is out there for supporters. In addition to that, the email mentioned the various issues we've been supporting, including the bill that Joe recommended that we endorse, which we did, and the opposition to the child social media censorship bill and where that is. More of that later. Additionally, our upcoming meetings, and for those of you and our upcoming events, the Cambridge Somerville meetup on May 23rd in Somerville, of course, the National Party Conference, another meetup on June 14th in Harvard Square, Cambridge, and then the Boxborough Fifers Day on June 20th. But beyond reports, beyond that, those are the only items for the reports. Anything else others want to mention?
Just the thing that happened during the last national meeting.
Okay.
Eli,
Well,
did you want to jump in, or do you want me to start?
Can we get to that for the U.S. Pirate Party issues?
Oh, I apologize.
That's no worries. Okay, so in decisions and endorsements, Fight for the Future proposed their own social media legislation that, as compared to the censorship bill that the Massachusetts House supported, and I thought it might be useful to look through it. We don't have to decide this meeting, but it would be useful to see if this is something that we agree with, and if so, it's something we want to support. Should we choose to, we could put it out in the next email asking for feedback and then revisit it at some point. It seems like the Senate is not picking up the House legislation immediately. That can always change, unfortunately. So is that okay? Do folks want to look this over, or how do you all want to proceed?
Would you mind sending it to the list and have us review it for next meeting?
Of course.
Motion to.
Sorry, Steve, you were going to say something?
I said, yeah, that sounds good. It's a little lengthy and would take a bit of time to go through. I concur with Joe.
Okay, great. So unless there's any opposition, I will email this to the activist mailing list, as well as email supporters in the next update to get feedback on that. Any opposition?
None here.
Okay. Hearing none. Moving on to U.S. Pirate Party issues. Joe, Eli, do either of you have any? You wanted to bring something up?
Yeah, Eli, did you want to give a report?
I don't think anything eventful happened during the last pirate meeting that I was at. I did leave about 25-30 minutes in, so I did not see all of it, but I believe Joe was there later on.
Yeah, so I jumped in the meeting, and it was an unrecorded meeting, and they started talking about quorum changes and different things that we started discussing. One of the things that we discussed was the state lookout position and the state moderator / lookout position. And one of the things I brought up during that discussion was, well, they said swarm care was to organize all the forces that be, whereas I was explaining how I wanted to really define that role. So that way it would be much more crystallized. And one of the things that it would be discussing is following up with states that are no longer actively participating. And so when we looked at the rules for what is a delinquent state and how they would have half a vote, even though they're not attending the meetings and stuff like that, and what quorum was, we all noticed that there was a bylaw change, and some of the members really pushed to make a bylaws change, to vote on a bylaws change without having any documentation or recording in that meeting. And so that didn't feel right, that we weren't recording what we were doing. That felt very anti-pirate. And so during this meeting coming up, I think that I'm going to not only, it was a smart move for the bylaw change, what they were saying, and I agreed with that. I just did not agree with the form in which they were doing it. And so I very much want to push to start having, fine with informal meetings, but having all meetings recorded again at the national level. I think there's too much that's just not happening in the background, and I don't want to turn our party into the party that's like everybody else making decisions behind closed doors. And so that felt very dirty to me. And who knows what we're missing in the back end. Wanted to bring it to everyone's attention here that this is happening, that every other meeting is not recorded, and definitely something that should be remedied sooner than later.
I thought since they were moving away from IRC and to recording, to having live streamed meetings, why weren't they recording it? I thought they're all supposed to be recorded, not every other.
That's what I thought too, but apparently every other meeting is just an informal meeting, so they're not recording.
If it's an informal, sorry, go Joe.
No, they're just not recording it, but it should always be recorded.
But if it's an informal meeting, then they shouldn't be deciding on things. It's one thing to discuss things, but they can't decide. So are they deciding at informal meetings?
They were most certainly trying to do a bylaws change without it being recorded or documented.
Okay.
And I immediately said, this is a terrible idea. We'll bring it up during this meeting. And this meeting tonight, I'm going to go. And obviously, Eli still has the vote above me because Eli is the candidate. But I'm going to speak very strongly that we should record all meetings from now on, so that we don't have any more slip-ups.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's wise to record all meetings.
So
I'm sure the two of you will do well in advocating for that.
Yeah, you know how I am.
And anything else?
That and just they got a lot of candidates in. I did push through that, but we spent a good 45 minutes arguing whether or not to make the decision. And I was surprised that some people really wanted to just push the decision, even though we had quorum. Technically, it was one of those things that it just didn't feel right. And a bylaws change generally needs enough voting members for it to be a thing. So we had enough votes there, but I think they were afraid that there was not going to be enough votes there. I don't know. Long story short, I think we really need to, as Massachusetts, push that all meetings be recorded from now on.
Okay. In our last election, we only elected Eli as our primary U.S. Pirate Party representative, and we do not have another U.S. Pirate Party representative. I know you've been very busy with other things. Is that something that you would want to do, Joe?
I didn't know if I had that status. I think they still assumed I did, and I wasn't arguing with them against it. But if I don't have that status, that's fine. And I'll let them know during the next meeting.
I'm just saying, do you want that status? Because we had the election. We've had no one else who's approached us saying, I would really like to be in this role. But if that's something that the two of you, I mean, the point is to have a primary and a secondary so that if the primary can't be there, the secondary can be there and the two of you can converse about upcoming decisions and also communicate back with the rest of the the party. So I'm just saying, if that's something that you want, we could take a vote on that and make you official. If you're fine with just being random pirate, that's fine too. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I'd be okay with it unless I become the state moderator, because I think that would be a conflict of interest. Because then I'd be responsible for all the states. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could do both, wear both hats, but it doesn't seem, because state moderator would be responsible for all states. But I would still want Eli to be the primary voting body anyways, and just as a backup, just to make sure Massachusetts is represented. It's up to you. I trust you guys. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. If you don't.
Any other thoughts, folks?
No, I thank Joe for bringing this up. I think I agree with him that one should not be, if an informal meeting is informal, then you shouldn't be making consequential decisions during one of those meetings. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. I was also thinking in terms of Joe at least being alternate representative until such point as he is elected to state moderator, which at the previous meeting we approved. Well, we recommended him. We nominated him.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. Are you fine with that, Eli?
Yeah.
Just to say that it is a contested position because AJ is also going for state moderator.
Oh, interesting. Good to see AJ's back. So what I would say is, looks like there's enough votes for you to be alternate. And Joe, if you're comfortable with being alternate, you can be alternate until you are elected to state moderator, and then you can step down and we will hopefully find another person. Or if you are not elected, you could continue on. Is that acceptable to you?
Of course.
Perfect. Anything else for U.S. Pirate Party issues that is not the National Party Conference?
Actually, I have one more question for all of you.
Cool.
Because I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. Are you okay with me trying to attempt to attend PPI again on behalf of the Massachusetts Party?
So the Massachusetts Party never, we said we would join PPI, but we just never got around to it. So if that's something that you want to do and you want to observe and you're willing to do that, we can put together the formal application. Or if you want to put together the paperwork, or you and I and, Steve, first officer, secretary, could put together the requisite paperwork and then submit it. And then we could vote. And if there's no one has asked to be PPI, but then no one knew that we're PPI. So it is a possibility. Is that a possibility you would like us, you are willing to do?
The challenge with PPI is their meetings are pretty much all over the place. And last time I tried, I was doing too much. Now I'm doing too little. And so I would like to attempt to make the meetings, and if I can attend them regularly, then I would like to make the formal application. If I cannot somehow attend the meetings on a regular basis, then I don't think we should waste the time. I would be going there as a quiet observer at first anyways.
I believe Pirate Party International meetings are open to anyone to observe. I mean, I know ours are, but I would suspect they are. So I think that sounds like a good path forward. You just attend, and once you feel like, yeah, okay, I can continue doing this, you come back to us and we'll file the requisite paperwork and proceed.
Yeah, I don't want to put the cart before the horse.
Cool. Good plan. Okay. Anything else on super Massachusetts Pirate Party issues?
All right. Sorry to keep on talking. How are we coming on the planning? Do we have a lot more signups for the conference?
Good segue. Okay, so for folks, the national conference is up at uspirates.org, and for folks who are viewing this, we'll have links in the description below. It is June 6th to Sunday, June 7th. The plan is on June 6th, we will visit the US's Constitution, and then we will go to the Residence Inn by Marriott Boston Harbor on Tudor Wharf, which is a short walk away, for talks and discussion and things like that. having lunch in between. And then on Sunday, we have a set of activities outside, whether it's, family friendly duck boat tour or visit the New England Aquarium or going on the Freedom Trail, mapping surveillance cameras. There's a sign up page. At the moment, I don't know. Well, when I checked yesterday, the number of signups had not really budged from the previous number that I had given. So pushing that out to more places and getting more people to sign up. I know I've gone on to the US Pirate Party Discord and tried to promote that. It's been in the email updates. It's on our website, and it will continue to be posted periodically and social media and stuff like that. More needs to be done. Additionally, and so, the registration page is fairly straightforward. For those of you who want to, you can choose which activities you want to do. You don't have to do them all. Some of us have New England Aquarium memberships and can help people get in. If there are people who you're going to bring with, best to tell us. But especially if you want to volunteer at the conference, you want to speak at the conference, you want to help organize the conference, and so on and so forth, by all means, tell us. And then, if you have a spare bedroom or couch you can offer to someone, that could even be if you're going to get like a hotel room or something like that, and you're looking for someone to help share expenses, you can go through and tell us that, and we'll hook you up with other people. In terms of sorry, go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I did bring the speakers up with at the informal meeting, and they did say that they were going to look into it and see if they could get some speakers for pirate stuff. And that might be a good thing for me to reach out to the PPI to see if I can get somebody to come and be an international speaker.
Yeah, that'd be great. One of my action items from the previous meeting was to reach out to and ask if there's any, and also ask the conference channel in the US Pirate Party Discord and see if there's any materials they want. So they're going to discuss it at tonight's meeting, and then they'll get back to us, hopefully by tomorrow, as to what things they need. We can deal with, what funds are available from US Pirate Party to pay for those, or donations from individuals. Obviously not donations from us, since we are not set up with the FEC to shuttle donations to them. So anyways, it's people's good graces or what funds are available at the US Pirate Party. So certainly we can have buttons. There are various books I know in the past we have sold at our conferences, and I'm sure some of those will be there at this conference. Anything, there are other things that we should put on this action item list?
One quick question. Did
Yeah.
we tweet the conference?
I haven't done much in social media. I will start to do that from Massachusetts standpoint, but that would be up. I don't have access to the US Pirate Party, but we need to encourage them to do it. We need to do it and just regularly be sending out stuff to get attention. Do you think it makes sense to post on like Craigslist?
Maybe not.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. I think tweet would be more impactful.
We can do both. Why not both? Okay. So that's what I know. It is the 17th. Our next meeting is the 24th, and then the 31st. So we have 2 more meetings. When do we want to decide who the speakers are? Should it be next meeting, or should it be the meeting after that?
I'd say next meeting, so there's just so we have a schedule.
It's good to have a plan, but not rely upon it. So even if we just have a rough draft of who's speaking and when, that's better than nothing.
Okay.
And I'm happy to speak on running how the campaign was, and I'll see if I can get Drew to at least come in by online to tell us how his campaign is going.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Those sound like a good plan. So that will be I'll add that to next meeting's agenda. And I'll put out the list to our list as well as the National Pirate Party list, our internal lists, and tell them, here are the people we have. If you know anyone else, get back to us.
Is there a way to send it to the USPP emailing list?
And there really isn't. I mean, we kind of moved to Discord. There really isn't much of a list there.
Yeah, we don't have the CVRM.
I mean, we
Anymore?
do. Yeah, I can go and put something together. Let me figure that out.
Sorry, Jamie, I'm not trying to put more pressure on you.
No, I mean, we need to get the word out. Is there anything else to discuss on this or other topic?
Nothing here.
I got one more thing.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Jamie. I know it's coming up.
It's fine. Go for it.
Happy birthday.
Oh.
You're only as old
I
as you
thank
feel.
you. I thank you. I thank. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, shall we adjourn then? Do you have a second?
Second.
Second. Third.
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So with that, thank you, Joe, Eli, and Steve. For those who have reached this far in the recording, thank you very much. You too can join these meetings. The next one will be May 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then there will be a subsequent one the week after. And then we go back to roughly every 2 weeks or so. You can find us at masspirates.org. We would love your help. And so have a wonderful week and do show up at the U.S. Pirate Party conference on the June 6th or June 2nd, June 6th and June 7th, as well as if you're in the Boston, Cambridge, greater Boston, Cambridge area, feel free to come to that event on the 23rd at 2 p.m. All right. So with that, have a wonderful day.